Hi, this is my week 3 update. So I've been 3 weeks using my hyperbaric oxygen chamber. I've done about 50 hours of dives at 1.5 in total, and my aim is 90 minutes twice a day. Um, when I started this video vlogging, I promised I would share the good, the bad, and the ugly, and this week is definitely ugly. So for the first 2 weeks, I didn't have really very much negative stuff from the HBOT at all. I had a little bit of oxidative stress reaction, which was the HBOT hangover that I talk about. Um, Took hydrogen water, managed that well, got up to the treatment protocol level I wanted to be without any problems at all. And I was kind of quietly wondering that, people had said you can herx badly on HBOT, and I was like, but I'm just not herxing. And I had begin to wonder whether it's because it was only a 1.5, it wasn't a 2 or a 2.5. Was it not deep enough to cause a herx? Anyway, this week it's all come undone, and I have been herxing really aggressively, really badly. I've had horrendous nighttime fevers and drenching sweats, horrendous nausea and upset stomach, awful neck pain, awful headaches. Just anyone that battles Lyme will know what a herx feels like. And this is rough, and it's really, yeah, it's really having a go. Um, and for me, this is kind of challenging because what do I do in this situation? Like, I know if I'm herxing on antibiotics, I push through. Um, but should I push through with HBOT and antibiotics and everything else I've got going on? So I don't have the luxury of an HBOT doctor or an expert helping me. My doctors know I'm doing this and they're fully supportive, but I don't have an HBOT doctor to go to. And even if I could find one in the UK, I couldn't afford them because we're running 3 private doctors at the moment to try and get me better. So I've done a lot of reading and research while I've been in my chamber, trying to work out what the best option for me was. And it's really interesting. So what I found was that even at low pressures, like at 1.5, what's actually happened in my body is that the Lyme bacteria that had gone to ground, if you like. So what Lyme bacteria does is it puts something called a biofilm over itself to protect itself from antibiotics and oxygen and anything else that can get it, and it just kind of sits there in a persistent state which can avoid the antibiotics. And what the hyperbaric chamber is doing, even at these low pressures, is actually forcing it out of its biofilm. So it's forcing it out into the open. And so when it's out in the open, the antibiotics can get it finally, which is really good because there has definitely been persistent strains in me. I have done months and months and months and months of antibiotics. We thought we were there. I came off them and I relapsed within 2 weeks. Why? Because that Lyme had come out of its biofilm. It was suddenly realised it was safe and it went to invade my body again. So this is really good, even though I feel like death. Because the Lyme is being forced out of its protective shell and then the antibiotics can get it. The other thing that I'm really encouraged by, which might be why it's taken 3 weeks to get to this mess, is that I didn't realise that even at these lower pressures of 1.5, the HBOT is rapidly healing my immune system. So my immune system has been exhausted. I have been fighting this infection for 8 years. And yeah, my immune system has just kind of gone, I can't do this. That's essentially what's happened, which is why it only took 2 weeks for me to relapse off the antibiotics. So it's healing my immune system. So not only is the Lyme spirochetes coming out of their biofilm and being hit by the antibiotics, but also it's highly likely my immune system is starting to recover after 50 hours of HBOT, which is why I feel so absolutely horrible. And so the research I've done has basically said I've got 2 choices, which is always the case with herxing. You back off or you carry on. And I'm a long way into Lyme treatment now. I'm, way over a year. And if I have these persistent strains being pulled out and attacked, I am going to keep going. I have never actually pulled back from a herx. I have always put my head down and pushed on through it. It's who I am. I know for other people, they feel they need to stop or they need to back off. It's just not who I am. So as long as I'm not getting dangerously sick with this, I am going to push on and keep going. The only thing I have done, because when I herx badly, my lymphatic system gets completely overwhelmed and then I can end up with soft tissue infections. So I have just booked in some extra manual lymphatic drainage sessions where they basically clear the lymphatic system through. So I'm going to up those, which they make you feel incredibly unwell because all the toxins hit your bloodstream in a very short period of time, but ultimately it really clears it through and helps. So I've booked some of those in, and I'm going to just keep pushing through. Um, I'm presuming these herxes will be cyclical. That's what tends to happen. But the good news is once you come out the other side of a herx, you feel better than you did before it because infection is dead. So I'd be lying if I said I wasn't struggling. I am feeling incredibly unwell, and I am sick and tired of being sick and tired. I'm grumpy, but I'm encouraged because this means the HBOT is bringing healing and it is working, and that is a good thing. So I'm going to cling to that and I'm going to keep going, and I will give you an update from the other side. So, yeah, week 3, rough, not enjoying it, but I'm going to keep pushing on and keep going. And yeah, I'm not going to back down because I want to be well. So, yeah, that's my raw, real, and messy update for this week. But I hope you guys are well. Take care.